This is the ESL News for the week of June 18th, 2012. In international news, China launched the Shenzhou 9 rocket into space on Saturday, June 16th at 6:37 p.m. local time. The rocket launched from the Gobi Desert in the northwest of China. 3 astronauts, including China's first woman astronaut, were on board the rocket. Liu Yang is a 33-year-old major in the Chinese Army. She is married with no children. Mrs. Liu and the 2 male astronauts will spend 10 days in space. They are traveling to the Tiangong Space Lab. Tiangong means Heavenly Palace in Chinese. Once they get there, they will dock with the space station. The docking will bring the Shenzhou 9 capsule and the Tiangong Space Lab together at a very high speed. After docking, the astronauts will go into the space lab and do some testing. China plans to have its own working space station by 2020. They also plan to land on the moon. And in our next story, we go to Europe with Let's Pizza. Now selling in Europe and soon to come to North America, Let's Pizza is a new way to enjoy one of Italy's favorite foods. Let's Pizza is a vending machine that creates a delicious meal in only 2.5 minutes. The machine mixes flour and water to make dough. Next comes the organic tomato sauce, and the customer has the choice of many different toppings. For example, you can have cheese, mushrooms, or meat. The pizza cooks in the oven. The customer pays with coins or bills and receives a 27-centimeter pizza for about $6. This European idea is now headed to North America, and Let's Pizza vending machines will be available at shopping malls, airports, hospitals, restaurants, hotels, supermarkets, and universities in both Canada and the United States. And now we'll go live to Steve Ember, who tells us about the Canadian Arctic.
Scientists say the world has only 20,000 polar bears. A movie called To the Arctic is part of an effort to save the animals and their home.
Feasting on rich seal meat has made these the largest bears in the world. But now the Arctic is warming and the sea ice is melting away.
The film follows a polar bear mother and her 2 cubs.
This is a cold, stark world, but to polar bear mothers and cubs, it's paradise.
Nature photographer Florian Schultz made a book about the Arctic.
The polar bears won't be able to survive without the ice, and right now scientists are predicting that by 2040 or 2050, somewhere in between then, the sea ice in the summer will completely go away.
The movie producers had difficulty working in below-zero temperatures and with animals afraid of humans.
Next year we're coming back with stronger cases.
The movie and book are part of a larger project to protect polar bears and the Arctic, says Suzanne Apple of the World Wildlife Fund.
This area that we are focused on, called the last ice area in northern Canada, Greenland, and Denmark, is our research shows that this is the ice that will persist the longest. So we are hoping to protect and preserve that.
I'm Steve Ember.
And now we have a special health report about babies and what they can teach us. Babies find happiness in the simplest things. Did you know that babies laugh more than 300 times a day? Scientists tell us that a baby's brain is special. It helps them stay very open to everything around them. Adults laugh less than 20 times a day. We are not open to everything. Instead, we focus on what we have learned is important, like money or work, for example. Not all adults are this way, just most of us. Scientists have studied jazz musicians. They found that their brains were like those of babies. They had less activity in the prefrontal cortex. Researchers found that the more jazz musicians could lower the activity in the front of the brain, the more easily they could create new and exciting music. Meditators also had less activity in the front of their brains, especially on the right side. This allows them to feel more connected to the world around them and less focused on themselves and their worries. So, if you want to be happier, try thinking like a baby. Be more open to new possibilities and laugh a little. In local news, Make Music Vancouver is a community event happening on June 21st, the first day of summer. Water Street in Gastown will be closed to cars from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Instead, there will be live music and dancing. This same event in 2011 was a big success, with 180 bands and 200,000 spectators. Come and celebrate the first day of summer with Make Music Vancouver.